basically here to tell you a story of hope and recovery. So I have had an eating disorder for 9 years. It started off, I was diagnosed when I was a freshman with anorexia, and then a junior in high school with anorexia subpurging type, and then when I was a freshman in college, it was bulimia. I can't really pinpoint a certain thing that caused it, but it had like multiple things put together. When I was in 5th grade, that's the age when people start growing, and I guess I grew a little faster than most of the other people in my grade. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the show Degrassi, but it's a show about teenagers and like anything, all the struggles that they go through, whether it's like drinking, cutting, depression, partying, anything. And there was a girl who had an eating disorder on the show, and for some reason that really attracted to me. I guess, I don't know, I just like, maybe I should try that out. I mean, I could lose a couple pounds, which I really couldn't. I've never really been overweight. In middle school, I ran track and soccer, so I was really fit and really athletic. So when I was in middle school in 6th grade was really when the behavior started coming. In 5th grade, the thoughts, I was like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm too fat for this, I can't do this. And then 6th grade, I really started restricting. I would survive on very little food each day, and plus with running from soccer and track, my body just couldn't take it. So throughout middle school was purely restricting, and a lot of my teachers and friends started to notice, but I mean, they would just say, oh, like, where's your lunch, why aren't you eating? And then I would always come up with some excuse, like, oh, I just ate, or something like that. So the summer before my freshman year of high school, my family moved. My parents said it was because there was more land at the house, but I'm pretty sure it's because I had such a bad reputation at my old school that we needed to move. In middle school, I went to a Catholic private high school, so everybody knew like everything about each other. So when I went to high school, the summer before my freshman year, my family moved. So in high school, I was known as like a goody-goody and a perfect person, just because that's what I wanted to be portrayed as. My freshman and sophomore year of high school, I was still restricting, I was still working out all the time, and my freshman year of high school, I did competitive cheerleading, only for a few months because I had to quit. But my friend and I on the team that I just met were like, oh, hey, we can like work out together extra after practice and try to lose a few pounds. So we ended up taking diet pills together, and I overdosed, which I was okay. Like, I didn't need to go to the hospital or anything, but something just clicked in my head that I needed to do that. My sophomore year of high school, I purged for the first time, and I remember just like crying and like, did that really just happen? Did I really just do that? And the next day at school, I ran to my teacher and I was like, I just tell you something, I did something really bad. And I was just freaking out about it, and she was like, okay, it's gonna be okay. So she walked me to the counselor's office, and she made me call my mom, the counselor did. And so I had to tell her, and then since then on, I've been in therapy. My junior year of high school was probably the worst. My family went through something really traumatic, and it kind of just tore my family apart. My junior year, I switched over pretty much from anorexia to bulimia. I mean, I would just eat maybe like an Oreo, and then I would go purge up and I would eat something else, and I would just do that all day. Also my junior year, I really struggled with depression, and I started cutting multiple times a day. I would leave class, in the middle of class, just if I had an urge, I would just go to the bathroom and harm myself, which was not good. The summer before my senior year, my mom looked at me and she was like, Caitlyn, we're going to take you to the hospital, and they're going to see like what kind of treatment you need, because obviously you're struggling and you need help. And I was like, an assessment? What? And I was like, oh, I've done this multiple times, like it's just an assessment, I can take my way out of it. So we went to the hospital, and I remember the doctor looked at my mom and he was like, this is more, do you think your daughter's in danger of hurting herself or others? And my mom said yes. And my heart just sank, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to psych ward for 4 days, which was totally not cool. It was not fun, and I definitely faked my way out of that, which was not the right thing to do, but I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I don't need help, I'm good. So I left there, and then my senior year of high school, things got a little better, but I was still struggling. I had college to look forward to, and I applied to 23 schools, and I got accepted to 21. And people always look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, but I just felt like I wasn't good enough and that I wasn't going to be accepted anywhere. So I wasted a whole lot of money and applied to pretty much every school in the United States. The day after I graduated high school, I was sexually abused by somebody I didn't know, and that gave me the mentality that I could care less what I do in my body. Like, yes, I was starving and I was exercising and purging all the time, but now I don't care what guys do. So my freshman year of college was absolutely like the worst. I was pretty much dying, and I didn't care what I did with guys. I just like, whatever, no big deal. And I never ever went to class, ever, unless we had a test, mainly because I was just too weak to get out of bed and I was too depressed to go to class. I started marathon training. I ran 9 half marathons, and I did training at school. So that definitely led to over-exercising. I would wake up for like 4 in the morning and go work out for a few hours, and then right before I went to bed, I would work out again. And if I didn't, I would have serious suicidal thoughts, and I would cry myself to sleep every single night. I ended up in the ER twice my freshman year of college, just for medical complications, because I would be running and then I would just stop breathing, so people would have to call 911. And people, like my friends and people in my dorm my freshman year, would notice that something was going on, so they would make complaints about me. And I got so many complaints my freshman year, I almost got kicked out of school because they didn't think I should be there. So that Christmas of my freshman year, my dad lost his job, so we lost insurance. And by then I was like, I'm gonna die. Like, every time I purge, I can feel something cringe in my body, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I need help. So I applied for the 2 scholarships. One was Project Heal, and I didn't get that one. And when I found out I didn't get it, I was just like, what am I supposed to do? I have no hope. And then I got the Moonshadow Scholarship, and I was just like, okay, like, maybe I can do this. Maybe recovery is possible. So my last semester of my freshman year, my dad found a part-time job, and we got our insurance back. And by then, I had called over 10 treatment centers, just like, take me, please. And so I ended up I finished my first year of college early, and I took all my finals early, and then without anybody knowing, besides like a few friends, I went to treatment. I didn't tell my family until I was on the plane. I was like, hey Mom, I'm going to treatment. I'll see you in a few months. And when I went to Renfrew in Florida for 25 days, it was a really, really good experience. And when I first got there, the entire staff was like, I've never met anyone who's got a scholarship before. And I was like, oh yeah, I did. And they would always say that they can tell how motivated I was because I bought my own plane ticket. I contacted all the treatment centers and insurance companies, and I got the scholarship. And they could tell that I wanted to get better, and I wanted to be there. So I was planning on staying at treatment for at least a month, maybe 2 or 3. But my therapist there was like, Caitlyn, you're doing really well. I think you can be discharged next week. And I was like, what? So I left. Basically treatment was just, you woke up, you ate, you had groups, you had therapy, you ate again, and ate some more, and more therapy and groups all day, every day. So I left treatment, and because because they said it would be more beneficial to do a day program at home, like in Texas. And I was like, okay, I'll leave. So I left, and something happened with insurance, and I didn't get to do the day program for about 2 weeks. But I still didn't act on any symptoms, and I was good. And then I ended up doing an intensive outpatient program for 2 months. And the entire summer, I did really well. Like, I didn't cut, I didn't purge, I didn't restrict food or anything. Treatment really helped, and I'm really glad that I went. So now, I just got out of treatment a couple months ago, and I'm doing really, really well. And I know that if I didn't get this scholarship, there's no way. Like, I would have just, I don't even know what I would have done. But I'm so thankful. And now, like, I can look at people when I'm talking, and I can have a conversation without forgetting what I'm saying in the middle of it. I can walk across campus without, like, losing my breath, and I can sit up with blacking out. Without blacking out. And I can just go on and on about all the amazing things that I can do now that I'm healthy and at a healthy weight. And, I'm graduating college a year early. Next semester, I'm studying abroad in Australia. I'm moving to LA in a year and a half, and I have dreams, I have goals, and I know that if I didn't get the scholarship and if I didn't go to treatment, then I wouldn't be able to do all this. So even though I don't know any of you, really, who have impacted my life so much, so I just